G'day everyone, Paul Stoner, CEO Big & Scott, and I'm joined for the month of March by Julie Taylor from the Richmond office again for Salesperson of the Month.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Julie. I was just saying, I thought you told us you wouldn't be here, and you said, no, I knew that I had this month covered.
Yeah.
Big month, 9 and 9.
Yeah, it was a very big month, very big month.
Would have challenged you. We spoke about that in the last one too.
It was very challenging at times, but yeah, it was a really good month. Had some great property, and had the opportunity to deal with some awesome vendors and some really good buyers. So that sort of helped. It wasn't stressful on that side of things. Yeah.
So after 2 really good months, you got a fair idea where you're sitting for April and May, I would think. When does it all start to come back in again?
I'm finding myself, and I think I might have touched on this last month, I'm finding for April, the Easter break and the Anzac weekend, a little bit of uncertainty I've found for people that I've been talking to. They're just not comfortable to get anything going at the moment. They're finding that the month of April has been a bit of a hurdle for them. For May, June, I don't have anything at the moment for June. May, yes, but not June. So I've really got to start knuckling down, because if I don't do it this month, what's left of this month, first half of May, won't have much for June. You've really got to, like I think I said again last time, you've really got to set yourself ahead. So
I might just talk about advertising for a second. So out of 9 and 9 selling, it's great month. But what's your mixture? Do you have a standard you work with, or do you build it with each client, or you say this is my results package? How are you selling your advertising?
I cut the cloth to suit. I've learned, and any time I think I've gone in where, you should have this, you should have that, I find people get a little bit sort of, well, why should I? You can demonstrate it as much as you want, and we should demonstrate the benefits of all forms of advertising. But I'm just cutting the cloth a little bit more to suit. I have also realised just in the last couple of listings, if they're very, very adamant they don't want one type of advertising, I'm letting it go. I'm just letting it go. So definitely cutting the cloth to suit for a client.
Which is okay when the market's the way it is at the moment. But
absolutely, and then I'll address it how it... but look, absolutely, you want the most amount of exposure you can for your client and for Big & Scott, Richmond. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the client feeling comfortable with the process. And if that means that, it's not necessarily what you would advise them.
Although you're not getting 9 sales or 9 listings because they've just stumbled across you. They've got some rapport with you, and we spoke last month about how you work with your clients. It's, talking about cut the cloth, they're all bespoke clients too. They're all want to deal with Julie. So they would have a fair idea, I would think, of what they're stepping into. This is how Julie does it, and if they're passionate about not wanting something, I certainly understand that. But most of the time, over the years, I've learnt whenever it comes to selling, people are they're virgins to it. They don't understand. They've got no idea. It doesn't matter how educated they are or successful in business, it's, what do I do, Julie?
Well, and that's it. And I try and always, like most of the guys do or should do anyway, is I always take my newspapers and I take copies of inquiries I get from the internet as well, to sometimes show them the benefit of why sometimes the internet isn't the bee's knees on inquiry, and just demonstrating why different methods of advertising have great positives in some of them, and all methods of marketing have some negatives as well.
So most of you guys know Richmond's a very fast moving market, and sometimes they'll walk in and they'll list it on the spot. We might just run through a couple of those scenarios. So list on the spot, they agree with everything you say, obviously, unless
at the end of last year I had a couple of those.
So the ones that are stuck on something or are struggling to make a decision, is it a 2-day thing? You're waiting a week, or how quickly is it happening?
Well, I'm finding on some it can be longer. What we do battle with in Richmond, yeah, it is very fast paced, but at the same time, competition can be fierce.
Yep.
There's a lot of agents, and you tend to find you know who you seem to be up against all the time.
Yep.
So you've got to know your competition, but at the same time you can't let that absorb you either on what they're doing. So yes, I try and be aware of what's going on with my competition, and I know the hurdles I will have. We go through the same thing with advertising, commission, lowering commission. Some guys are just offering straight up, basically no negotiation, just walking straight in at a ridiculous fee.
So what's the story for you there? Is it just as simple as they gave us that low fee, if you match it, Julie, we're going with you?
I have had that said to me.
Yeah.
Yep. And see, a lot of people, it just comes back down to you've just got to try your hardest to demonstrate the point of difference.
Yeah.
And because most clients or potential clients just see all agents as the same.
Yeah.
They do.
Right.
And I've said that to them and they've gone, you know what? We sort of do.
Yeah, we're struggling to make a decision.
Yeah, and
They're all
I've had
good.
that.
Yeah.
Or a couple of things I have lost this year, and it was like, oh, it was a flip of a coin. Well, that doesn't make you feel really good.
Yeah.
But all I think it is probably they might be a little bit embarrassed to admit that the other agent went in at a commission they're probably not necessarily.
Yeah, okay. Now, we spoke about this last time, but how many out of the 9 do you reckon have got something to sell in the area? Or are they all
three of them have.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 3 of them have. One of them's bought back in. So 3 of them have.
Yeah, okay. And what do you reckon your percentage is on those when someone's buying and hasn't listed with you yet?
On the ones that I've sold in March, 2 I'm very confident on.
Yeah.
But whether they're going to come up before the end of this financial year, I'm not quite sure, because they've got a few things that have got to align. But 2 very confident on.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because big numbers usually mean more numbers at the end, but you can miss out on that if you don't ask the question.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then there were a couple of buyers that just came totally out of area.
Yeah.
So, and they're already dealing with a couple of those. Were already dealing. I'd Camberwell, Surrey Hills, a couple of places like that. We've already got them Marshall-wise.
Any standouts from the sales you had in March?
Yeah, it would have to be an off-market sale. It was basically early March. Made a database call one evening, not expecting anything to come out of it. Said to Tony, I said, oh, look, if I had a buyer, the old thing that if I had a buyer, could I introduce them to your property? She said, oh, Jill, we're really not selling, but yeah, why not? And anyway, within 5 minutes...
This is gold for Josh, isn't it?
And within 5 minutes, I shot through the floor plan. I sold this property in 2012 for 1.575.
Yeah.
3 weeks after auction. I had no interest through auction, none at all. And Russell will remember it. So shot it through. Within 5 minutes, Deb's straight away shot me an email, when can I get through? Like, okay, so I ring up the vendor. Anyway, long story short, 2 weeks later, signed contracts, still done, sold for 2.4 million.
Wow, fantastic.
So that was definitely a standout. All they'd done in that time, obviously they'd spruce cabinetry up and that sort of thing, but not a bad return. And the buyers it was just like their dream property. They were over the moon.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Over the moon.
So demand at the moment, last month you said it's right across the board, but is there standouts? Is it 3-bedders, 2 bathrooms, or it's just demand?
It's just good stock.
Yeah.
That's all it is really good stock.
Yeah.
Buyers want some really good stock, and there's not enough of that.
It's just really strong, over $1 million.
Yep, very strong, very strong. And that gets a little bit frustrating, because the times, the calls, just even per day. Jewel, I saw that you sold this, if you got anything similar. Dealing with something at the moment in 17 Mallison Street, same thing. The property is going to be has been really well received by the market. Saturday will determine how well. But if you got anything else, it's like, no, sorry.
That's right. So lessons you learnt during March?
Lessons, just really to stay focused.
Yep. How's the whole PA situation
She's great.
working out
She is
for you?
really good. So I hope
Yeah.
you see this, Morgan. Yeah, she's really good. Her personality, we tend to both see things very, very much the same. She's
Is that a good
bright.
thing?
Yes, well,
I'm
it
only
is.
joking.
Yeah, it is. With dealing with clients, she actually gets where I'm coming from.
That's good.
with
So you're
clients.
comfortable to
And
leave
that,
with the clients.
at last,
it's
I'm
great.
really happy
That's
about.
really
But
good.
yeah, good girl.
Yeah. Callbacks, still doing all the street callbacks from when you've sold and everything. Got all those in on that many properties sold.
Yep. Well, got most of them in.
Yeah. Okay.
Got most of them in. Look, I would have missed some.
Yeah. Of course.
I would have missed some.
So April not so good. May.
No. May got a couple for May.
Yeah.
Couple for May.
I think
Yeah.
May should be good.
Yeah, a couple for May. Look, it's still got another few weeks, and like I said, I'm still working on some things at the background at the moment. So that can change any week.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
New listeners can
Well,
come in.
congratulations on another
Thank
great
you.
month. You said you weren't going to back it up, but you've backed it up.
Yep.
So we're very proud of you. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, I am. It was a really
And
good month.
and now you've got the PA humming along. Sounds
yeah.
dangerous.
Well, I hope so. That's a plan. That's a plan. Anyway.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
Julie.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.